And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. And Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We are live at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Long Beach, California for the final day of the Fred Hall Fishing Tackle and Boat Show here. The extravaganza, the world's largest consumer fishing show, is happening. Last day today. We have a great panel here at our live broadcast at the Hyatt Regency. Bob Cantor from Katmai Lodge in beautiful Alaska. We have Damon Olson all the way from Australia with Nomad Lures. And the one and only Wicked Tuna himself, the Wicked Pissa, Paul Hebert, is here. And, of course, Bart Hall is here and more. Stay tuned. This is Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Yamaha Outboards Say Yes to Reliability sales event is here. For a limited time, purchase an eligible new 2.5 to 115 horsepower four-stroke and get 5 years of warranty protection plus up to $500 in dealer credit. New 150 to 300 horsepower four-strokes get 6 years of warranty protection. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Visit your local Yamaha dealer today. Offer ends March 31st, 2019, subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Hey, it's time for the 30-second Power Pro seminar. Here's the hot tip for those of us that like to fish with small reels for big fish. Fill your spools with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro. That means you're going to get more line on that small reel. Plus, you can fly line your bait more effectively. Here's another tip about Power Pro Max Quattro. Your casting distance will increase in addition to increasing your spool capacity. So downsize your tackle and use Power Pro Max Quattro. Check PowerPro.com for more information.
When you want next-level electronics for your boat, choose Simrad. With so many market-changing innovations like the Halo 24, which revolutionizes radar by offering an almost real-time view and ultimate in collision avoidance. With Simrad Halo 24 radar, you can identify hazards in an instant with Velocity Track Doppler technology. For the ultimate display, In the Know anglers have upgraded to the NSS Evo 3 high-definition touchscreen with GPS echo sounder and wireless connectivity. It's perfect for center consoles or large sport fishers. Complete your package with the AP44 Autopilot for hydraulic-steered outboard and stern drive vessels. With full color display and rotary control dial, this is the Autopilot you've been looking for. The Halo 24 radar, Evo 3 touchscreen display, and AP44 Autopilot are available now at your Simrad dealer or see simrad-yachting.com.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Here it is, the first morning of daylight savings time. My favorite day of the year.
Favorite day, Ricky.
But not a bad place to spend it. You know, if you're going to wake up early, this is a pretty good spot. Again, we're live here at the Hyatt Regency in Long Beach, getting ready for the final day of the Long Beach Fred Hall Show, and what a day it's going to be, man.
It's been quite the extravaganza, right, Bart Hall?
Yeah, I think is this on?
It is on.
Okay, if you're here, if you've been here this week, you'll understand this was special. There's they're all good, but this one's been really special, not just in terms of numbers, but in terms of energy in the room. We were just talking here. I get nostalgic on the last day of the show because, if you hear me say all the time, I'm sure everybody gets tired of hearing it. I don't manufacture anything. I don't sell anything. All I do is provide the opportunity for people to celebrate the passion of sport fishing. And you got to remember, we take this for granted, but assembled here this week is more anglers than assembles anywhere else on this planet. And that's a big deal for all of us. It allows us to come together and realize we all have something in common, and we realize the legacy from our children up to us and back again. And it's a big deal. I get very emotional about this stuff. This is cool, and I hate to see it end.
Yeah, it's an awesome show, and you and your staff have created just an amazing thing. There's like 1,000 booths here, right, Bart?
Yeah. That's it.
Did you count how many? Did you count?
Crazy.
No, I haven't done that yet.
Did you count how many boats are here?
No, I am going to do that today. I promise you, I will do that today.
I know. I went by Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine yesterday, and he's selling Parkers like crazy. I mean, people are buying them, and they've got Yamaha outboards there.
Have you seen that 425 horsepower outboard they have on display at West Coast
Yamaha,
Marine?
yeah.
I can't walk by that thing without thinking how good that would look on the back of my Parker.
Yeah,
I like that thing.
That might fly. You might have to get wings, though, Rick.
That's fine. I'll figure it out.
Of course, that 42-foot whaler in the sports arena with 350s sold, so you can't get that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, the sports arena is a whole other area, including the...
Have you been there this year, Pete?
I've not yet.
See.
Yeah.
Me
neither.
Haven't had time. Haven't had the chance.
Seriously.
It's been a busy show.
Too busy.
It's the prettiest boat building anywhere.
Wow.
The convention center a few years ago remodeled, and it just looks great in there. And the boats show well. People buy. But, we sell high-performance boats in there. The one guy, the first day he sold a high-performance boat worth $250,000. And then the next day he sold one worth $350,000. I mean, these things don't do anything except go fast. That's all they do.
You can't fish on them? What good are they?
Yeah, but that's what we're selling them. We're selling everything in there. It's fantastic.
That's really cool. Yeah. Well, we've got a great panel right here sitting next to you. Yeah, we have Damon Olson, came all the way from Australia. Is it good day?
Yeah, g'day. How you doing there, Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, come a long way from Brisbane in Australia, so it's been an absolutely fantastic show. It's just so many people here, and we've had a great reaction to our range of lures. It's just been incredible to see how many people come out and how many people are passionate about fishing around here. It's great.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about Nomad Lures.
Yeah, so we started in Australia. Well, I started sort of designing lures a long time ago, probably back in 2009-10. Came about from our charter operation. So we've been running a sport fishing charter operation on the Great Barrier Reef for the best part of 20 years now. So the lure range kind of came out of necessity. We started kind of designing stuff for the big fish that we catch down there, and I guess we've been a testing ground. The charter operation's been a great testing ground for all of the products that we've developed over the years. We've been able to test the sort of strength and durability, and I guess the range of offshore saltwater baits that we've got, and even some of the inshore stuff has just been received really, really well in Southern California. The DTX minnow that we've developed,
the king of Wahoo now.
Yeah, it's been really popular. It's just been fantastic for me, I guess, to be able to talk to a lot of local anglers and get real feedback and talk to the guys that are out on the boats using them on the long range trips. And it's kind of incredible to see that something that was kind of designed back on the Barrier Reef in Australia and in a much smaller country is being received really well over here. It's great.
Cool.
Doing well. There's so many different lures, and we're going to talk about them during the show that are just killing a lot of fish here in Southern California.
Yeah, we've got everything from fish lures for yellowtail, inshore stuff for calicos. I mean, if you're saltwater fishing in Southern California, we've got something for you.
And a little twist on some of the ones we haven't seen that actually are very, very effective, proven effective.
Absolutely. I mean, we catch a lot of big yellowtail. We call them kingfish back in Australia, but we catch a lot of big yellowtail back in Australia, and we've been able to sort of test the range on a lot of fish. So it's really exciting to see the translation to another country. And the anglers getting excited about using something a little different, and I guess we're sharing some of our techniques and the ways that we fish and effective ways to catch fish, in other parts of the world, and it's great to see the interest over here.
Yeah, perfect. Well, great to have you, and we'll talk
thanks,
more
Pete.
about Nomad. And sitting next to you, the wicked pisser himself, Paul Hebert. What's up, Paul?
Morning. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's been a busy day at that Mountain Jim booth, man.
I was just sitting here thinking, I see so many people in one day and talk to so many people and sign autographs, take pictures. Can you imagine if I got laryngitis? If I couldn't talk for a day?
It happens, though.
I'd be like a mannequin.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're, of course, in the Maui Gym.
I'd be sitting there go.
You're in the Maui Gym booth with Mike and helping Steve and Dana Landing booth.
They
selling lots of sunglasses.
Yeah, they got a great booth this year. It's like 3 times the size.
Yeah.
It's really big.
Yeah. So tell us about the show, the big premiere tonight, right?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot going to be happening. I think this year you guys are going to be quite pleased with the show. Yeah, and how it's put together.
Yeah.
There was a lot of happenings this year during the show. Like, a couple cast members got hurt, and, one of them passed away. So it was right in the middle of the season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was.
And did you win?
It was dramatic.
Did you win it this year?
Nobody knows how they a lot of. That's one of the biggest questions that we get. Are you going to win this year? We watch it just like you. We don't put the show together. That's Hollywood. They put the story together. We're just fishermen. They're just like you guys.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the people watching it, we would not be here. And it still is the highest rated show in history on National Geographic.
Wow. That's saying something.
In history.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
We're very, very lucky to be a part of it. And if it wasn't for the fans, it wouldn't be right now.
Yeah, well.
So thank you, everybody.
It's a well-done show, and it's very enjoyable to watch, too.
They do a good job putting it together. I mean, it's a big operation. I wouldn't want to do what they do.
You know what amazes me, Paul, is how many women love your show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it you? Is it just your natural attraction?
It is 80% of my fan base.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Well, great to have you. We'll talk more Wicked Tuna here. And, of course, right next to you, Bob Cantor from Katmai Lodge.
What's up, Bob?
Bob. Thanks
Good
for
morning,
joining
Pete.
us.
Good morning, Rick. How you guys doing?
She couldn't be better.
Yeah, it's great. So Katmai Lodge, one of the most spectacular places on earth. And you guys are having a fantastic 2019 already. Bookings are up. And
Looking really good, Rick.
People have figured it out.
Pete, it's been really good this year so far. We've been booking some trips, and we're getting excited. We're adding some boats to the fleet. We're actually putting some small roughnecks together so we can take them up in the braids and leave them up there. So we're going to add another 3 boats to the fleet and be able to take one of the big ones up there like you like, guys, the silvers that you like to go in, and then drive up there, jump into smaller boats, and then you can get into the smaller waters for the trout.
Oh, really? Oh, that'll be cool.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, you fly. You're not only the general manager, but you're also the pilot for Katmai and take people to amazing destinations.
Absolutely. We got some. We're going up to Anchorage here in another few weeks to start putting the tail back on and doing all the maintenance on it.
Yeah, getting it ready for the season, and that's an incredible classic. Otter, right?
It's one of the best bush planes that you can get in Alaska. You could put 11 people on it, and then in 5 minutes put all the seats up. They retract into the walls and throw a whole pallet of lumber onto it, or plywood, whatever you need at the lodge. And since everything's been flown into it, it makes it a great F-350 that flies.
Yeah. So I know there's hundreds of Alaska lodges, and people say, well, what's different about Katmai?
Well, what makes a difference in most lodges in Alaska is the remoteness. You can go up to South Alaska where you have all the roads and Home Depot's next to it, but when you get to remote Alaska over the Alaska Range, you get that. You got both. You guys have been there, and you can see exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
You fly over the range, the Alaska Range, and you just have this vast open of wilderness there, and nothing out there.
Yeah, it is amazing. And nothing out there are lots of bears.
It's difficult to describe how far off the map you are. Getting to the lodge. I mean, it's easy. You make the travel very easy, but when you're in there, especially flying into the lodge, you're flying for a considerable amount of time with nothing, with no road, no car, no boat, no nothing.
And people think that it's so far to get to, and it's actually only 2 flights.
Yeah, it's not. It's
you
very
can go
easy.
LAX right to Anchorage directly into our lodge.
Yeah.
It's 2 flights, and in no time you're there.
Yeah, and I should say there's lots of bears and lots of fish, too, because you have all 5 species of Pacific salmon in that river and giant rainbow trout, dolly varden.
And both you guys know that once you're up there, you catch so much salmon that it's hard to explain to people that you're kind of, okay, I'm done with salmon, let's go catch some trout.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, great to have you, Bob,
Thanks for having me.
Fantastic to have our panel here live at the Hyatt Regency. Come on down and join us. It's getting light. We get an extra hour of daylight here today, so we're looking forward to that. And going to be a fantastic day at the Fred Hall Show. Starts at 10 a.m. this morning, goes till 7, and got a lot to talk about here on Let's Talk Hookup this morning.
You're not kidding, buddy. It's going to be a great day. And again, we just want to have you come down, man. It's a fun day, and you'll be handsomely rewarded as we do all kinds of great raffles and giveaways during the breaks of the show and have a good time. And, man, just come down and join us. We're live at the Hyatt Regency in Long Beach. Very easy to find, very easy to get to. We're downstairs in a great location, and we want to have you come join us this morning. And if you do come down and join us and step up to the microphone and ask a question, just let any of the boys know, Gary or Dr. Bob or Roger, just let them know that you'd like to ask a question, and we would love to have you come up, talk to anybody on the panel, tell a story. You are going to have an opportunity at winning such a great prize, and that's a brand new custom-made Anza fillet knife, a fantastic knife that's going to one lucky person that steps up to the microphone, a fantastic prize. And then in addition to that, if you want to give us a call this morning, maybe you're driving up to come check out the show and want to give us a ring, we got 2 ways that you can join us here on Let's Talk Hookup on the phone. And first is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local line. Or you can reach us on the toll-free number. That one's 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. And one of those lucky callers is going to get to go to the Del Mar show. We're giving away 2 tickets to Fred Hall Del Mar in just a couple of weeks. You're going to get your opportunity at that. So, again, great info, great times, great panel. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to join us, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Hey, this is Rosie with Cedros Sport Fishing. Cedros Island is considered the yellowtail and calico bass fishing capital in the world, and nobody does it better than Cedros Sport Fishing. We are committed to providing first-class service to our guests as well as an unforgettable fishing experience. We have made a good thing even better. We now have a direct flight departing to the CBX in San Diego. Leave home in the morning and fish in the afternoon. We have a beautiful waterfront lodge with first-class accommodations and meals. What are you waiting for? Call me at 619-772-7570 or check out CedrosSportFishing.com. Book soon. Trips are going fast.
It's Fred Hall showtime, and Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the best selection and the hottest deals in the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern. The huge Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth is a must visit, and the deals will be unmatched. Accurate reels are an important part of any angler's quiver, and we have a massive selection of Accurate at the show, including the hot new Turn Star Drag reel. So have the Fisherman's Landing Tackle crew help you select the perfect Accurate reel. Come visit the most spectacular booth in our history, Fisherman's Landing Tackle, a must-see at this year's Fred Hall Show. Fisherman's Landing has been the choice of sport fishing anglers for decades, with the largest fleet of long-range boats worldwide, complemented by Southern California's finest charter and open party fleet. Now is the time to book your long-range trips and charters, plus half-day trips aboard the Dolphin. Go to fishermanslanding.com and see trip availability, and even book your trip online. Stop by or call Fisherman's Landing in San Diego and book now at fishermanslanding.com.
Have you been looking for a live bait hook that keeps live bait alive? Look no further than Japan Japan's leading fish hook, Gamakatsu. It's the little things that make the difference, and Gamakatsu hooks drive the point home. With an absolute perfect bend and ideal barbs, your bait swims harder and longer. And when you get bit, Gamakatsu hooks bite back with a vengeance. All hooks are not the same. Go with Gamakatsu for infinite success. Gamakatsu, simply the best. Check Gamakatsu.com.
Let's talk candidly about long-range fishing. This is Captain Frank Lepresti of the Royal Polaris and the Shogun. Nowhere on Earth will you find a fleet of long-range boats like we have in San Diego. We are fortunate to have several top-notch operations to take you to the most productive fishing grounds in the world. We all offer good food, comfortable staterooms, huge bait capacity, and top-of-the-line fish-finding electronics. So why would you choose the Royal Polaris or the Shogun for your next long-range trip? What sets us apart from the rest? It's pretty simple. The boats, the crew, and the service. From the moment you arrive at Fisherman's Landing, the service begins. We help you load your gear and do everything possible to get beginners or seasoned veterans ready to catch fish. When it's time to fish, the Royal Polaris and the Shogun have the edge there too, delivering the two best fishing platforms in the fleet. But don't take my word for it. Come fishing with us. If you want the best, it's Royal Polaris and the Shogun. For more information, call 619-226-8030 or on the web at royalpolarissportfishing.com or shogunsportfishing.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
We're live at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Long Beach, California. Come on down. I guess there were some issues on the 710, so maybe come down 7th Street this morning would be an easy way to access until they open that 710 this morning. And just come on down and join us. Park right here at the Hyatt and come on in. We're downstairs, down the escalator. Grab a cup of coffee at the Starbucks and then walk right downstairs and join us, win some prizes and see this expert panel, ask a question. And when you walk in, you'll want to grab a red ticket from the guys to win. And then also if you want to ask a question, have a chance to win that Anza fillet knife, just write down your question and we'll get you up on the panel. Like Dr. Bob is first up. Dr. Bob, who's been helping us in the booth this morning. Don't trip, Bob.
I have a question for Paul about green sticking. I first heard about this a couple of years ago, and it looks to me like some of the boats are using this technique. But it's really hard to tell because the producers on Wicked Tuna seem to go out of their way to not show us what tackle you use and what technique you use it for. So I'd like to ask you to tell us about green sticking and about what rods, reels, lines, leaders, hooks, and bait you use for both green sticking and for conventional fishing.
The green stick is on?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. The green stick, we use that. That's a trolling mechanism. What it is a giant outrigger. That's all the green stick is. It's a big, huge bamboo pole that holds a line.
You need to get right on that mic, Paul.
Oh, okay. I didn't think it was really working. And what it does, it holds the line way up in the air, and we can have drops. We call them drops. You know, the first one closest to the boat is like probably 20 feet, and we have a snap swivel on there. And it's a 1,000-pound test line.
1,000
pounds?
Yeah,
it's a 1,000-pound test line. That's why they pull them in by hand. And they use the real giant mustad hooks with the huge crimpers that they crimp cables and brake lines for. It's all Neanderthal gear. It's gorilla gear is how we call it. It's really, really big stuff. But when we do the trolling, that's all down in Carolina. We don't do any trolling up where we are because we anchor up. That's why you'll see on the show. That's the North Carolina show, the Outer Banks show. Right. We do all trolling there because it's 1,000, 2,000 feet of water like you guys have out here. Back home, we're on edges, and it's only 100 feet of water, 200 feet of water. Oh. That's why we can anchor. We cannot anchor when it's 1,000 feet deep. That's why people lose so many fish. They lose them in the current because they don't know how to handle the fish when they go down 500 feet. They get stripped.
Totally different methodology.
Totally different fishery.
What about the tackle?
The tackle they use is the big mustads for trolling. The stuff that we use, I myself use the Super Mutu hooks. I love the 7s and the 8s. Yeah. And we use the any preference you want, 200-pound main line. We have like two miles of braid on there.
Wow.
You know, any preference you want. Yeah, I could go take a nap when I hook up.
I have another question. I notice when you catch a fish and bring it on board, they don't move and they don't bleed. Why is that?
Well, it's National Geographic after all. All right? They don't show us cutting the fish up. They don't show us cutting the head off or cleaning it, or they don't show any of that. It happens.
Fish do bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks a lot, Dr. Bob. Bob's been really helping us. And come by our Let's Talk Hookup booth. Meet the one and only Dr. Bob. Very wealth of knowledge, not only about world records, but also about seasick medications. He's the resident expert on proper medicine for seasickness.
I had several people come by the booth. You know, just they'd hear about it on the show. I want to know about Skull Pacer. I want to know about compounding pharmacies. And I just send everybody to Bob. You know, I'm like, well, if you got... Well, I'm not the guy you want to talk to. You want to go find Bob Blum. He's over at the booth.
Yeah, indeed. All right, Blair is next up. Good morning, Blair. Thanks for joining us here at the Hyatt. Appreciate that very much.
Got the up the extra hour early to come down this morning.
Indeed.
Good morning. This is for Mr. Olson. I'm an Olson, so we must be related. Anyway, for when you get a design, a process of I want to design this lure. What's the start to finish process of that lure? I mean, are you starting with a dowel and whittling it down in the shop, or so give us that start to finish concept on your design. Thank you.
Absolutely. No, that's an excellent question. Something I get asked quite a lot. So everything actually starts as a hand drawing. So basically, I'll sketch out an idea. So there might be something I'm thinking about, a certain shape or a concept or whatever. Literally everything will start as a hand sketch. I'll then translate that into a 2D CAD drawing. So basically, it goes from the sketch. I've got actually a engineering background, so it kind of helps a little bit with the CAD drawings. So so I kind of do the CAD drawings, and then I get a little assistance with the three-dimensional CAD drawings. But basically, the first prototype is made from those two-dimensional CAD drawings, and effectively we're testing the action. So, for example, we get the drawing, we get the shape we want, we look at the drawings and say, yes, that looks like something that we think is going to work, and basically from there there's a prototype that gets basically 3D printed, and it gets put together by hand, so a plastic 3D prototype, and then we test that for the action. So once we've got the action, and I mean some of these products will go through 10, 12 iterations of testing where we do a handmade prototype, we test it, oh no, that's not quite working properly, okay, we've got to change this a little bit, or make the bib a little bit longer, or change something around a little bit, and just keep going through that process. So there's that sort of trial and error process, and some things will take 6, 8, even 12 months just in that testing process, because obviously there's the time to make the prototype, and then we have to go out on the water and actually test it. So the strength testing part of it doesn't actually come until we've finished with the handmade prototype, and then once we're happy with that, we actually make the proper plastic mold. From there, we get a whole bunch, so maybe we get 50 products out of the mold, and then we actually go out on the water and test them and make sure that they're as strong as we think they're going to be, and that they've everything has translated from the prototype to the end product, and from there, then we're actually happy to say, okay, this product works. So it can easily take 10, 12 months of testing to get something from an idea on a sketch to get the finished product that we're actually happy to then start manufacturing. So it can be a lengthy process, but
I'd say,
it's an interesting process. So and it's something a lot of people do ask about.
And you have to go out and field test these. And tell us about that field testing boat that you have, the Nomad operation. We've seen some on Ali's show, Local Knowledge, and when he was there, it looks just awesome. Yeah, we're pretty lucky over there. We certainly don't take it for granted. There's the fishing we've got on the outside of the Barrier Reef and out in the Coral Sea is pretty spectacular, and it's really been a great testing ground over the years. But the mothership's a 80-foot catamaran mothership, so we sort of it's pretty amazing. So we have 3 or 4 smaller center console sport fishers that we run off it. So similar to the lodge we're talking about up in Alaska, we fly out to the Coral Sea,
on a float plane and some pretty remote areas that we're fishing. So it's it's probably the Australian equivalent of the remote Alaska lodges. But yeah, I mean, the end of the day, there's just a lot of really big, mean, angry fish out there with big teeth, and they really test everything to the limit. So it basically means we get an opportunity to test and learn a lot in a very short space of time because we get so much testing in. It's not a case of having to wait for fish to come along. There's a lot of fish out there, so we're very fortunate that we get to learn a lot very quickly.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. And some of the footage of what are those kingfish that come at you?
Yeah, the kingfish that we call them Spanish mackerel, but they're like very similar to the kingfish you guys get over here. They get a little bigger. They sort of get up to 60, 80 pounds, and man, they just get airborne. They go crazy. So we got
and they have teeth.
Oh, the teeth on them are crazy.
Yeah,
they're very serious teeth. So them and the dogtooth tuna, the giant trevally, all those sort of species, they've got crazy teeth. So if anything's going to break, those fish kind of test everything out in a pretty serious way.
That's pretty nifty. And pretty much what you build is saltwater gear.
Yeah, I mean, look, we build stuff in Australia for the freshwater market as well. I mean, the majority of what we've got at the moment is saltwater stuff.
Yeah.
For the US, obviously, we do have some freshwater stuff that we'll be looking at down the track, but we're certainly focused on getting the saltwater line implemented at the moment. And we've really got every product that you would need for any sort of saltwater application, and pretty much covers most species, certainly in Southern California and most parts of the world, really, because the lures really do translate to a lot of places in the world. And it's all about designing something that will trigger a bite. It's about getting the right action that will get a fish to look at it and just get that strike reaction. That's what it's all about.
That's cool. All right, great. All right, thanks for coming down. Appreciate that. Chuck in Long Beach is next. Good morning, Chuck. Thanks for joining us here at the Hyatt Regency in Long Beach. Appreciate that.
Hometown.
Right. Chuck. Good morning, guys. First, I'd like to thank all the volunteers that help you guys out here and kind of make this thing work.
Indeed.
They do a fantastic job. Paul, this question's for you. How much downtime do you guys have when you're out there fishing? Are you spending the nights on the boat? Are you going out on Monday, coming home on a Wednesday? Are you going out 12 hours, coming back?
We sleep a lot. And we watch a lot of TV in between tide changes. We do. We go. It's only one fish per trip. And when we go out, we don't come in until we catch one. I mean, if we have to stay out 4 or 5 days, we do. If we have enough ice, fuel, bait, gear, we're staying. And a lot of times, if someone else is going in with a fish and we need water or groceries or bread or milk, we'll say, hey, pick me up some bread and some milk and a little rum.
Yeah. Gotta have rum, right?
Yeah.
Can't catch fish without rum.
You gotta have some Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys come in with one fish because of quota reasons, or because that's the only way to keep that fish properly iced, or what?
That's our limit right now.
Okay.
One fish per day. You have to come in and load it. This year it could start off at 3 like it did last year, which is insane. You want to start off with a low number, and then when you get closer, because we have monthly quotas, when you get into the end of August, you reevaluate the statistics of how many have been caught. You do a count, and then you open it up. Mm-hmm. We haven't been able to fish in November, which is the best fishing. Our best fishing and the quality of the fish is when we make money is at the end of the season. It's November and December.
Wow.
But there's no quota.
Mm-hmm. So is it whoever catches it first wins, or do you get your own quota?
It's first catch. It doesn't matter. You can be anybody in this audience can be a commercial tuna fisherman. $50 in a boat and a fishing rod, and you're a commercial tuna fisherman.
Tuna fisherman, I'll be darned.
Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
And so the quota is just a general quota. It's not a per angler or per capita.
Yeah, there's a general category.
Yeah.
There's 22,000 federal permit holders.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, there's over 15,000 active on the East Coast.
My goodness.
Active federal permit holders. And the show didn't help matters. People had boats in their backyards for 20 years from their grandfather. They saw the show. They think they could go out there and do this.
I could do that. Why not? Yeah. Come on out.
Yeah, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to make $30 a pound.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not?
Yeah, it's not as easy. Him and I were just talking. It's not as easy as it looks, is it?
No, never is, for sure. All right, Bob from Simi Valley is here. Bob, thanks for joining us here at the Hyatt Regency in Long Beach for the big Fred Hall extravaganza.
Morning, Bob.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing?
Great.
My question is about Katmai Lodge, Alaska. And I'd like you to talk about the species of salmon and maybe halibut, rock cod, and seasonally, what's the best time to go there for each species?
Well, seasonally, we have the runs in Alaska, and it varies how high you are on the state. But as you hear the herds that are coming up, and that's kind of how we talk about is the herd, coming over. And usually July and August in our area is when we get the best, herd coming into the Bristol Bay area. So usually what happens is the first ones are the kings, and then the sockeye start the season off, and that's usually July 4th. And then once that comes in, then the next ones are the chums that come in. And fortunately, we're lucky we have all 5 species that come up our river. So a lot of the rivers up there don't have that, they'll just get kings. Or one rivers will just get sockeye or silvers. So ours, we have multiple, all 5 of them come up. So we start out with the kings, and then the sockeye come, and then the chums, and then on even years, and I don't know why it is, it's no one can really say is the pinks. They come up, and we call them humpies.
That's so weird. It's like an even years, but every other year.
Every other year.
And they'll flood the river, right?
Yes, and it's an extra million fish.
A million fish.
That come up the river.
In just that one river.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and so basically a million extra fish, to 8-pound to 12-pound fish comes up. So that's not a bad thing to add to your list.
Yeah.
And people badmouth them, and they used to be called dogfish, and because the oil content's higher in them, and so they would feed them to the sled dogs back in the day, and they're really easy to catch. And then after those come in, we start getting the silvers, and that's what everybody likes to catch. That's the most popular, the most aggressive of all the salmon species, because they jump the highest, they flip. You know when you catch a silver. Yeah, and definitely your reel will let you know when you catch one.
Yeah.
So those are the species, and then in between all that, we have the trout. We always have the trout there. Towards the end of the season, the trout start gorging on the eggs, and they come up from all the different lakes and enter the stream, and it makes a great day.
Dallas and I were there in July when we went on our trip, and the amount of fish that come up that river is it's phenomenal. You can't believe the waves and waves when we were fishing sockeye. I mean, you literally see them coming. There's such big waves of fish coming in. You see them waking as they come up the river.
The wake, the V's, we call them the V's, coming up the river, and it's actually just like a boat wake, because it's a whole pod of fish coming at the same time. And we look at it as ants. If you ever see black ants, that are sitting on a countertop, and you're looking at these ants, and that's kind of how it is.
Yeah, it's a truly amazing
incredible
experience. Yeah, just the whole experience of seeing all these fish, and then the bears are there to chow down on it, and all the different wildlife, moose, and
it's all part of the experience. That's
all part of it. It's like no other place on earth for sure, no doubt about it.
The wildlife viewing is so amazing, and that just happens while you're fishing. It's not like you go to this area and maybe we'll see a bear. I mean, it's just while you're doing your thing. Like, we saw 18 bears in one day of our fishing when we went to fish for the trout. And the thing is, there is so much food in that river, they could care less that you're there. We had one spot where we were sitting on anchor and we were fishing salmon. We had caught a bunch of fish and let them go while we're sitting on anchor. And one bear caught 8 salmon while we were there. He'd stand up on a little ledge, look in the water, jump in the water, dive on a fish, grab it, eat it, take it up the bank, eat the guts out of it only. He didn't even eat the whole thing because there's so many. He'd walk right back up to the same point, dive in, get another one. Did it 8 times while we're sitting there and taking pictures and catching our fish. And eventually it becomes so commonplace, you just go back to fishing while he's doing it. At first we were freaking out and high-fiving and taking all the pictures. And by number 7 or 8, we just got back to fishing, watching him do his thing. It's an incredible place, and the amount of stuff that you see while your trip is going on it's incredible. Like nothing I've ever got to do before. It's such a cool spot.
No doubt about it. Well, hey, look who's here. John Ireland from Rancho Leonero in Baja Seascape. Good morning, John.
Hi, John. Good morning, Rick.
Morning, buddy.
Rick.
Morning,
and
John.
Paul. How are you, Paul? Bart, distinguished guest. Nice to be here. It's been by far our best show that we've had.
You've been booking rooms like crazy.
More than we
Pam
ever have. We've broken all kinds of records. Thank you, Bart. We'll also be in Bakersfield and Del Mar, and everybody can come down and visit us. The fishing down below, we just got rolling. We've been open for a couple weeks and probably sent out 10 boats total. Water temps 72 degrees down by us, and
wow.
And bottom fishing's very, very good right now. A lot of Spanish mackerel around, tons and tons of macs. When you use those and just drop to the bottom, right on the first ledge, right off of La Rivera, they're picking up cabrilla, grouper, big amberjack, yellowtail. A lot of big yellowtail in the 30, 40-pound range. Yeah, nice fishing, a good start. Some striped marlin off the park, right outside the park. And then the outside, some pods of porpoise holding some yellowfin, kind of spotty, but some good-sized fish, 30, 40-pound fish. So we're really just getting rolling, but it's looking good, and we're ready to fire up.
Yeah, and it's not too early to book your trip to Rancho Leonero because I know you said June's almost full. I know we have a couple of rooms left on our Let's Talk Hookup tournament June 1st that Dr. Bob will be running the tournament down there, and I'll be joining you.
I think one or two.
Just one or two rooms.
Wow. Yeah, June's just about full. I don't think we have any rooms
left. How come I don't make it?
You should come down for that.
Yeah, we've invited you, Paul. Come on.
You'd love that place.
Yeah,
What's the date that you go? When's the big deal?
Come on down, June 1st.
Take that room, Paul.
Yeah.
I'll book you up.
Am I doing something else here? There's got to be something. June is all about this place. I got the charity event for the Friends of Raleigh. This year I'm going to Hawaii.
We're going to Hawaii to go fishing in that tournament, right?
Yeah,
that's going to be fun with Mike and the gang over there and on the Maui
I'm not sure
Gym
the
boat.
exact dates, Pete. What are they?
June 1st through the 5th.
There you go.
Yeah, so come early, Paul.
Yeah,
Just spend
Paul.
a month in Southern California, Hawaii,
we'll
and
catch some
Mexico.
little tuna. No.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, John, if somebody wants to book a trip with you, how do we get a hold of you?
Thanks, Pete. 800-646-2252, Baja, or rancholeonero.com. We'll start unloading pictures now soon, and so on a daily basis.
And you can actually book right here at the show. Pam's got her computer. You can on the spot book and put your deposit down right here in the Rancho Leonero.
43 bookings, Bart, here at the show, deposited.
Well, it is my favorite warm water resort in the world, so that doesn't surprise me.
Thank you, Bart. Well, you need to book your...
Well, I know we do.
Get in there. Yeah. Indeed.
It really is busy.
Thanks, John, for joining us here live at the Hyatt
John.
Regency. Appreciate that very much.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great stand-up mic questions. We're going to check in with the catch report, see what's biting. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
It's business on the banks of the Smith.
When bad weather and rough seas send other boats back to the dock, Seakeeper allows you to fish longer and fish harder, even in the roughest conditions. Don't believe it? Just ask those that have put them on their boat, like Captain Pete Grosbeck and other professionals. Fishing in the trough with Seakeeper basically eliminates the trough. Seakeeper's newest offering, the Seakeeper 3, is optimized to eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on boats between 30 and 39 feet. Even better, this gyro is so small it can fit inside a customized leaning post and operate on your current battery system, making installation fast and easy. Watch for new product coming soon. The Seakeeper for boats. Think about it. Eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on your boat. That is amazing. To learn more about how Seakeeper can change your life on the water and to schedule your free demo, go to Seakeeper.com. Take a ride, be amazed. Seakeeper. For over 5 decades, Lee Palm Sport Fishing has set the standard in long-range fishing that they pioneered long ago. The Red Rooster 3 sets a new standard of excellence. The Red Rooster 3 is one of the most modern, quiet, and fastest long-range vessels in the fleet. They have handpicked the finest crew to make your trip a memorable one. The Red Rooster 3 offers trips from 3 to 18 days and runs year-round to the best fishing spots on the planet. Ride the Red Rooster 3 once, and you'll be back again. Call the Red Rooster 3 at 619-224-3857 or see them on the web at redrooster3.com.
It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need. They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at PointLomaSportFishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available. Or call 619-223-1627.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero was awarded the Certificate of Excellence from TripAdvisor for 4 straight years. Especially interesting, most hotels are just hotels, and most people stay in the hotel and go do their activities elsewhere. Rancho Leonero, of course, provides fishing, diving, all activities, all meals, your whole vacation. So the fact that we're so highly rated, we're very proud of it. From picking you up at the airport to dropping you off, literally everything is turnkey from there. We make it as easy as we can for you at the ranch. From your meals to whether you're going to go fishing or diving or just hang out by the pool. When you're coming to Rancho Leonero, you are coming to John Ireland's home. I guarantee the best fishing vacation experience in all of Baja. It's unique. There's nowhere that I could think of to get the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA, and RanchoLeonero.com. It's really unique. It is. We're very proud of it.
It's Fred Hall show time, and Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the best selection and the hottest deals in the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern. The huge Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth is a must visit, and the deals will be unmatched. We are proud to have the largest selection of Shimano products in the show. Talica, Trinidad, Torium, Terramar, Power Pro, plus the all-new Tranx 200. That's Shimano and Fisherman's Landing Tackle.
XEBRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090, live here at the Hyatt Regency in Long Beach. Having a great time, man. Fred Hall is
Final
full
day of
swing.
the Fred Hall show, and we want to thank our buddy Gus from Burbank for bringing us his world-famous smoked salmon for our panel up here. And we sure appreciate your efforts, Gus. And I know our panel here will very much enjoy in your amazing smoked salmon for sure.
Smells
good.
good.
Also want to mention, too, Gamakatsu has an amazing deal. We talked about it yesterday. Buy 2, get 1 free. And they have introduced their new Nautilus HD hook, which they have the non-ring one, and they'll have the ring one very soon. This is an amazing hook.
Yeah,
this is going to kill it.
That's a really big deal. They've
Yeah.
always had the Super Nautilus, which is a great hook for catching giant yellowfin and cows and things like that. The Nautilus HD is like a perfect in-between wire
Right.
size. It's heavier than the standard Nautilus. It's not the mega Super Nautilus.
Right.
It's going to be a really good hook for Guadalupe and just tuna in general. They nailed it.
One. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Catching 100-pounders, 150-pounders, yeah.
But
It's
not
gonna
too
be a
big
good
for a kelp patty yellowtail. That's the nice thing about it.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's a perfect size hook, the new Nautilus HD. Go by the Gamakatsu booth and ask them to check it out. They have samples there.
Yeah, well, speaking of samples, it's time for the Catch Report. And today the Catch Report is brought to you by a spot that's very popular for their samples, and that's our good friends at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Be sure to see Fisherman's Processing in the Fish Pros of the Market right at the Fred Hall Show at Long Beach when you're up here today. They are directly across from us here at Let's Talk Hookup booth. You can purchase their smoked and jerky fish, all of their spices, their rubs, their smoked cheese, all at special show prices. They've got that killer lunch pail box, too, where they have a soft side cooler. They have tuna. They have the thing of jerky. They have a thing of their smoked cheese, all at a really killer price. It's Fish Pros the Market, so you can see them right here for amazing deals at the Long Beach Show.
They've been a busy booth.
Oh,
We've
my
been
gosh.
watching them.
I know,
They're right
yeah.
across from our Let's Talk Hookup booth and selling their spices and rubs and great deals, too. People are taking advantage of it.
I was asking Sean the most popular one. He said last night, he said the poke mix, or guys that want to take their tuna home and make the poke, just open it up, drop the seasonings in, and away you go. And he said that one's been flying. And he said that he thinks he's going to have enough to hold out for today, but no guarantees. It's been really busy. Yeah, they definitely still have it this morning, but I would make that kind of a first stop before it goes away.
For sure.
Hey, well, with that said, we're going to find out what's biting out there. We're going to start off our Catch Report with the man, Captain Brian Woolley at Dana War Sport Fishing's on the line. What's up, Woolley?
Hey, good morning, guys. How you surviving up there? All good?
We're making it.
All
good,
buddy.
Good deal, man. Well, hey, more great fishing for us this week down here. You know, the deep water has been productive. 3/4-day trips, been spending their day either on the anchor or on the drift there catching up that rockfish. Some good quality this week, too. Some nice reds and some jumbo grouper for those guys, and plenty of other mix-ins like that whitefish and sculpin, some sheephead and stuff like that kind of rounded out their counts this week on the days that they were able to get down that way. The half-day fishing as well has been gaining some momentum for them. I'd say a few days they did fish that rockfish and they had some real good counts. And then, again, that bass fishing has perked up a tiny bit with some surface action on the live bait and the lures and whatnot. I'm going to tell you the sunshine obviously has been the key, and some steady water temps have helped. So a couple days the weather kept us off the water, but all in all, things have been pretty steady here. And then the Fury, he's back online as well, running his trips. I think he has some trips booked this weekend, so if you guys want to hop on a trip, I do believe he has a few spots left for his trip Friday night. Certainly want to give the Landing a call and check that out. And then no new news here on our halibut derby, still that 26-pounder sitting at the top. So that's kind of our wrap here for the week. If you guys want to hop on a trip, check us out on the web at danawharf.com. Of course, you can check us out as well on Facebook and that kind of stuff as well. Call us at the Landing. Phone number here is 949-496-5794. And we want to wrap this Fred Hall show. We're going to throw an awesome discount out there for your listeners, Pete and Rick. Use the code FH50, and that's going to take 50% off when you book online any half-day or three-quarter day through the end of the month. So we'll get some of these guys out there with their new gear and whatnot.
Wow, that's a big one. FH, F as in Fred and H as in Hall?
That's right, 50 as in half price.
FH50, and you get 50% off half and three-quarter day trips at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing.
That'll run
Just
through
go
the
to
end
our
of the
website.
month.
Wow, go to our website, letstalkhookup.com, click on the Dana Wharf banner, and book your trip and save 50%. That's a deal. Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate that very much, Brian, and we will talk to you next Sunday.
All right, guys. Thanks for the time. Take care. We'll see you.
Thanks, Willie.
All right, appreciate that very much. All right, let's jump into the phones, Rick. There's some very patient callers waiting for us.
Yeah, we're packed up again. If you want to get your shot on the phones, 858 area code 457-1090 or 877-792-1090. Let's talk to John, calling us from Los Alamitos this morning. Good morning, John. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. I got two questions for Paul. I work for Hollywood as well, and I'm working today, but what's the coldest water temperature those bluefin bite on the East Coast, for one question. The second question is, do you need a standby carpenter to be on your boat with you?
We caught them last year in 47-degree water, 46-degree water. Yeah, that was in December. I was just showing Bart some photos of pictures because my boat was pulled out of the water. It's only a 30-foot by 10 boat. So I pulled it out of the water because Dave was flying and Sandra wanted to go fishing. So I was like, I'll go with you. And we caught a lot of fish. And we caught one over 1,000. I was just showing back the picture.
Wow.
It was 118 inches, 801 pounds dressed.
Jeez.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Unbelievable.
All right.
46-degree water. It's got to be ice
Yeah.
cubes floating
Oh,
around
it's
there.
so cold.
No kidding.
So cold. So it's in December. They gave us 30 tons. Instead of giving it to us in November, they gave it to us in December because they knew we wouldn't catch it. They knew we caught like 2 tons out of 30 that the government gave us in December because they know it's screeching back home in December. It's blowing 30 northwest every single day.
Oh, that sounds real pleasant.
That's a nice day.
Oh,
that's a good day. 30 northeast.
Wow.
You know, it's sunny out. Oh, it's beautiful out today.
Yeah,
it's
right.
freaking like 8 below zero. The waves hit the gunnels. I can't even go up to the bow of the boat because it's all ice.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
It's awesome.
Wow. All right, hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Appreciate that. Dawn in Woodland Hills is next. Good morning, Dawn. Thanks for joining us here at the Hyatt Regency at the Fred Hall Show here today, last day today.
Good morning, everybody.
All right.
So, Damon, my question is for you. First of all, welcome to Southern California.
Yeah, thanks. Great to be here.
I noticed on your Buffalo jig, which was really popular last year, it's similar to some of the other flat fall jigs that are out there.
Yeah.
It's nice in that 300-plus gram size. But I noticed that it only has one hook.
Yes.
Instead of 2. Could you explain what the difference is in your development, why you came up with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I mean, the single hook on the tail is really to sort of control the fall rate. So, I mean, some guys are actually rigging it with an additional hook on the head, and it does seem to be working with that as well. But the idea behind it was really just to have the single hook on the tail, and the jig's been weighted, with the sort of weight sort of towards the head, so it's going to flutter on the fall. So the idea is obviously that the single trailing hook just has the right amount of resistance in the water to get that sort of jig, sitting flat in the water, and just gets that really nice flutter side to side. So yeah, that was really the idea. We just did some testing and found that single hook, one big single hook on the tail that's a strong hook and rigged up properly. You get that hook in the corner of the tuner's mouth, and no problems. You're going to catch it every time.
Well, that was definitely a hot lure last year.
Yeah, no, it was working really well. It was great to see some serious big fish caught on that. I think we actually had one of the boats come past yesterday. I think it was might have been the American Angler, and they said, "Oh, just walked past. We got the state record bluefin on that jig." Sometime last year. Oh, we forgot to tell you about that, but that would have been
no
nice.
Big deal.
No big deal. Just like a 363-pound bluefin on that. I was like, wow, good of you guys to tell us that. Thanks.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, Don, thanks for joining us. Being in Australia, the logistics of getting your product over here must be quite challenging.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to sea freight everything, and it certainly takes a little time. So yeah, the logistics definitely are a little challenging, but I guess being in Australia, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere to start with, so everything in Australia is a little challenging logistics-wise, so we're kind of used to it.
Yeah. Of your product line, what are you seeing caters to our Southern California market? What percentage of your product? Are there particular products that you're just not going to bring over that you use in Australia?
Yeah, look, there is some of the stuff. I think, like I mentioned before, some of the sort of lighter freshwater stuff that we're selling in Australia, barramundi and some of our freshwater species doesn't really translate that well over here yet. But we are finding some guys have applications for that. But we're really focused on the saltwater range to start with, because that's really where we kind of started, and I think we've got the most products in that range to really focus on, obviously Southern California, the Gulf Coast, obviously the wahoo, inshore redfish, snook, that sort of stuff, and obviously the striped bass as well. The stripers actually have very similar sort of feeding habits and behavioural habits to a lot of the fish that we catch back in Australia. So so look, really most of the range, I mean, we've got something like 850 products in the range, and I would say that I think there's around 650 that we're bringing to the United States. So there's a pretty good sort of translation there. So yeah.
Yeah, the DTX Minnow, that one, the bigger one. Which one is that?
That's the DTX 200.
200, but you make DTX Minnows in smaller sizes that are going to absolutely destroy the yellowtail. I know as we come into the spring here.
Absolutely. There's down to 140. Well, actually, they go right down to an 85. But like I say, we're really only bringing in down to the sort of 120 size. So but the 140 and the 165. There's been a lot of guys using them already, trolling around Catalina. There's some of the accurate guys actually caught some really nice sort of 35-pound yellowtail on those last year. So
nice.
Yeah, they dive down to 30, 35 feet. You can troll them at up to 10 knots, but don't really need to go that fast for yellowtail, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely, great stuff. And I encourage all our listeners to go by the Nomad Lure booth and check it out. They're right next to Seagar, right?
Yeah, I think it's booth 540. So, if you can track it down, as I was just told, there's like 1,000 booths there. It's a pretty big show.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, as you can hear, we got a great show going for you and a lot more. And when we come back, we got another full hour coming your way. Again, checking in Catch Report, finding out what's biting, more of your phone calls, more stand-up mic questions. You stay tuned. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the mighty 1090.
I got my line in the water.
Your vacation bucket list can't be completed withoat visiting the Katmai Lodge, Alaska this summer. A world-class wilderness fishing paradise on the banks of the famed Alagnak River. Get in the action, fishing for all 5 species of Pacific salmon, king, sockeye, chum, coho, plus trophy-sized rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, and dolly varden, both in the Alagnak and nearby waters. Katmai Lodge's Coast Guard and CPR-certified guides are fly fishing fanatics and know how to help you reel them in, ensuring your days are fish-filled while you enjoy freshly prepared snacks and barbecued lunches on the river. Back at the lodge, enjoy fireside appetizers and refreshments each afternoon. Delicious dinner prepared by the lodge's exceptional chef. Take a quick fly-out trip to Brooks Falls in Katmai National Park for world-renowned bear watching. And check out our 2019 trout fishing specials at katmai.com. That's KATMAI.com. Katmai.com.
Hey everybody, this is Captain Dwayne Diego, 4-pack charter captain, here to talk to you about Parker Boats and the good folks at West Coast Marine. When it came time to start Pinnacle Sport Fishing and get my own boat, there was only one choice. I wanted a Parker. And there's a real good reason for it. The fishability and seaworthiness. I've been fishing on Parkers for years now, and I know the abuse they can take. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty, industrial-strength boat. Probably overbuilt, but that's what I need when we're out 12 hours a day, over 300 days a year, running charters. The guys at West Coast Marine built me one heck of a fishing boat. From the custom tower with steering and throttle controls to the backup bait pump system, my Parker 2520 XLD will deliver me to the fishing grounds reliably and safe. Take it from me. If you're ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, honest deal, you need to see Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check them out and their inventory and information online at westcoastmarine.com.
When it comes to catching big bluefin tuna in local waters, Shimano has the gear proven to land the big ones. You already know the hot jig is the Shimano Butterfly Flatfall Jig, and when you match that with the right tackle system, it makes this great jig even more effective. We suggest you grab a Tranx 500 HG and fill it with 80-pound Power Pro Max Quattro. Max Quattro is 25% thinner, which means 25% more line capacity when you hook that giant. Match your new setup with a Therese 70H and you have the power to put the wood to that big bluefin tuna. The Tranx 500 HG has the cranking power you need, and with the level wind, you concentrate on fishing your Shimano flatball and leave the line control to the Tranx reel. Hundreds of big fish have been caught on the flatball, and when you add the Power Pro Max Quattro Tranx Therese combo, you'll take your fishing to the next level. See your local dealer or check Shimano.com for all the details.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
You've heard all about it. You know the angler's catching fish habit, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel. A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute, Tomahawk, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check SeaforthLanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
Yamaha Outboard's Say Yes to Reliability sales event is here. For a limited time, purchase an eligible new 2.5 to 115 horsepower four-stroke and get 5 years of warranty protection plus up to $500 in dealer credit. New 150 to 300 horsepower four-strokes get 6 years of warranty protection. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Visit your local Yamaha dealer today. Offer ends March 31st, 2019, subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.